I hope the light stays on because Papa turned off the generator for the night. So hopefully it works and hopefully my phone doesn't die. But okay. Hail Hydra. Arrivederci, Black Widow shouted as she blocked a jab from the evil Madam Hydra. The Avenger had been chasing the supervillain all over Europe. She had finally tracked Madam Hydra and her agents to the Colosseum in Rome. Charming, you speak Italian, Madam Hydra replied. Then, using her enhanced strength, Madam Hydra lifted some of the debris from the Colosseum and threw it on the heroine with all her might. Nearby tourists looked on in shock and awe. As the fight continued, it became clear that Black Widow would not be able to stop Madam Hydra alone. She was beginning to weaken. How much longer could she continue this battle? Suddenly, a repulsor beam blasted at the ground. Iron Man swooped in, knocking Madam Hydra backward. Meanwhile, Captain America and Hulk ran toward Black Widow. When the smoke cleared, Madam Hydra was gone. She has the Mayday computer virus, Black Widow said. Her cyber attack could crash all the computers in Europe. Don't worry, she won't get far, Iron Man said. We have a homing device on her. She's going to lead us right to her lair. We'll meet the rest of the team there, Cap said. Avengers assemble. The Avengers followed the homing beacon to Madam Hydra's top-secret villa in the Italian countryside. They had hoped to surprise her, but she was waiting for them with a giant Hydra tank. Go on, Thor told his friends. I will handle this. Thor spun his mighty hammer and launched it at the tank, but it barely made a dent. The tank turned off its turret and fired. The force of the blast knocked Thor through the sky. By Odin, this metal beast is stronger than it looks, Thor said. Meanwhile, Iron Man took the direct approach and blasted open the door to the villa. Captain America and Black Widow quickly followed his lead as several Hydra agents attacked. As Hulk entered the villa, two agents dropped a large electrified metal cage from the ceiling, instantly trapping him. Hawkeye tried to unlock the cage, but his attempts only seemed to make the cage stronger. Then he noticed a sniper agent in the alcove. He quickly shot an arrow to stop him. Greetings, Avengers, Madam Hydra cackled as the Hydra agents gathered behind her. I don't want to fight you, Iron Man said as he hovered above her, but since you made such an entrance, I'll make an exception. Madam Hydra grabbed a whip from one of her men and lashed out at Iron Man's armor. You'll have to do better than that, the armored Avenger said. I intend to, the supervillain replied before yelling, Hail Hydra! At the sound of her scream, the entire Hydra army came out of hiding. They attacked with all their might, swinging swords, firing beams from high-tech ray guns, and throwing nets, all with furious anger and grim determination. Meanwhile, outside Madam Hydra's villa, Thor was still battling the massive Hydra tank. Hearing the battle cries from inside the villa, Thor gripped his hammer more tightly and furrowed his brow, intent on stopping the tank once and for all. The tank fired another blast, and Thor jumped away with only seconds to spare. The Asgardian raised Mjolnir high above his head and brought it down with a thunderous crash. As the hammer hit the ground, a bolt of lightning streaked down from the heavens and hit the tank, electrifying it and shorting it out. A victorious Thor stood before the defeated, demolished, smoking tank, dissatisfied with having had to use lightning to stop the technological terror. Perhaps he would find a glorious battle inside the villa. Thor crashed through a window into the villa, only to see a caged Hulk. As he lifted his hammer to break the restraints, he heard someone call, Wait, don't touch the cage, it multiplies any impact. It was Hawkeye. He was still trying to free the green Goliath, and turn the tides of the battle. He hit that with Mjolnir, you'll be knocked back to Asgard. Thor nodded. He knew what to do. Hang on to something, he instructed Hawkeye. It's about to get very windy. Thor spun Mjolnir around and around. The winds picked up. Then they picked up some more. Hydra agents were thrown about by the gusts. A small cyclone formed around the cage, lifting it, and Hulk right off the ground. Seconds later, Hulk and the Hydra agents fell to the ground with a thud. Right, said Hawkeye. That's one way to do it. Now, let's find and stop Madam Hydra. And with that, the three heroes raced off to join the others. With the rest of the Avengers joining the fight, Madam Hydra knew that she and her Hydra army were outmatched. She had to activate the Mayday virus immediately. Madame Hydra raced to the underground control room, but Iron Man was hot on her heels. The armored Avenger fired a blast at the wall behind her. It exploded, revealing the secret control room. "Not another step, heroes," Madame Hydra yelled, walking up to the control panel, "or else I release the virus." Just then, an electric blast hit Madame Hydra in the side. It had come from Black Widow. With her gauntlet still smoking from firing the blast, the heroine leapt at the villain and knocked her to the ground. As the Avengers gathered around them, Black Widow smiled at the defeated villain. "Where were we? Oh yes, I remember. Arrivederci, madam. Or shall I say, ciao." Black Widow laughed and then radioed their location to Nick Fury. As S.H.I.E.L.D. agents stormed the villa and took Madame Hydra and her agents away, Iron Man called down the Quinjet. "Time to go home, gang," Iron Man said, raising his faceplate to reveal billionaire inventor Tony Stark beneath. "Not so sorry. Not so fast," Black Widow said. "I didn't track Madame Hydra to leave Italy without dinner." "Anyone up for some fine Italian food? Tony's buying," she said with a smile. "When in Rome," Tony said, "do as the Romans do. Mangia." The end. I love you.